Are you looking for a smoothie recipe that tastes great but is also really healthy? I think you're gonna love this raspberry cream smoothie that includes a secret frozen vegetable. Now I'm gonna show you exactly how I made it. Hi everybody, this is Carrie from Clean Eating Kitchen, where I share easy, gluten-free, and dairy-free recipes and tips. So today I'm going to be making a cauliflower smoothie, and don't stop watching now. I promise you it's going to be really good. We're going to have frozen raspberries, but the key ingredient that actually is going to be hidden, you're not even going to taste it, will be this beautiful cauliflower. Right now we're going to chop it up and then we're going to freeze it. Okay, so I've chopped up the cauliflower and I have it in the steamer basket. I'm going to give it a quick rinse because I had not washed it yet. And then I have a pot of boiling water behind me, and I'm going to put the steamer basket inside and we're going to steam it for about, I think we'll do about 8 minutes, and then I'll show you how I freeze it. Okay everybody, so the cauliflower has just finished steaming for 8 minutes, and before I take it out of the pot, I wanted to show you that I've lined a just normal baking sheet with 2 pieces of parchment paper, and so I'm just going to give the cauliflower a quick rinse to cool it down, and then I will lay it out on the baking sheet and we'll pop it in the freezer, and it's going to need to freeze for a good 6 to 8 hours. I'm actually filming this in the afternoon, so we're going to come back tomorrow and then I'll show you how we blend it into a smoothie. But let me show you how I'm going to handle the cauliflower now. Cauliflower florets, and I'll just spread them out. And the reason I'm freezing them on a baking sheet like this is so they don't stick together in one giant mass. If I tried to put them in a container right now or a plastic bag, they would freeze like a giant ice cube. But when they're like this in smaller pieces, then we'll be able to put maybe a quarter or half of this amount into one smoothie. So let's go over to the freezer. Okay, that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay everybody, so we've frozen our cauliflower and we're getting ready to make our raspberry cream smoothie. So let me show you all the ingredients. Move these out a bit. First, we have 2 cups of unsweetened vanilla almond milk. And if you haven't watched my video on how to make plant-based milks, I will link to it somewhere up here and you can check that out. But for this recipe, I'm using 2 cups of unsweetened almond milk. I have 1 cup of frozen cauliflower florets, and we just went over how to make that. I have about 1 cup of frozen raspberries. I have 2 tablespoons of raw honey, which will be used to sweeten our smoothie. Now, if you are on a lower sugar diet, you could use your favorite non-nutritive sweetener, like you could use stevia or whatever you like, but again, I'm using raw honey. And if you're vegan, you can use maple syrup. And then for the healthy fat in this smoothie and a plant-based protein, we have 1/4 a cup of hemp seeds. and you can see they're really great and they're going to be perfect in this smoothie. So let's actually start out by adding the hemp seeds into our high-speed blender. We're using a Blendtec. Now, if you don't have a high-speed blender, this recipe could be made in a regular blender. It's not going to be quite as smooth, but it can be done. But again, really a high-speed blender is the best. And we're going to put the liquid in right after the hemp seeds, because it's always a good idea to put the liquid in before we add the frozen ingredients. That way it'll be easier for it to blend. Then we're going to add our honey, and I'll just use a spatula here to get it out easier. And then we will just add our cauliflower and our frozen raspberries. And this is going to be a nice and creamy smoothie that you could serve for a meal replacement, or it's also a really healthy snack. And kids love it too, because I promise you will not taste the cauliflower. Okay, so now it's time to blend. And by the way, I had to switch out my tops. I don't know why the white one wasn't fitting on it just now. Here we go. Okay, all it took was about 15 seconds, and it's really creamy. I have a cup here, a glass, and I will show you. Okay, you ready? Okay, you can see how creamy this is. We could actually make it a little bit thicker by adding a little bit more cauliflower florets, but I think in this case it's just perfect, and we don't want to have any taste of that cauliflower because we're really trying to hide the vegetables in this one, and so I think it's going to be perfect. So let me take a sip. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It has a really nice flavor of raspberry, and I can definitely taste the honey. So it's really sweet, and I know that I'm going to be getting a lot of fiber and healthy nutrition from the cauliflower and the raspberries, and it's absolutely delicious. So cheers! I hope you love this smoothie recipe. Bye everybody!